What's up guys, Justin here with 4 Lazy Jays, and today got an exciting video for you. We're in Colorado as today's the opening day of archery elk and archery deer. I'm with a couple friends of mine. We've got 2 over-the-counter archery elk tags, and one guy has a archery deer tag that he drew. It's public land. We're up here in the high country in a wilderness area. Right now I'm sitting at 12,032 feet above sea level, which where I live at is 250 feet above sea level. So it's a little difficult to hike around and breathe up here. But the first morning we got set up on this ridge, just starting to glass around. We saw a lot of sign yesterday. It's beautiful up here, there's water everywhere. So we're hoping to spend some time glassing and see if we can't find something. Deer or elk, whatever we see, we'll go after first. It's going to be a difficult hunt, that's for sure. We're going to earn this one. So we're a couple hours into our first morning glassing, and we spotted some 7 cow elk, 2 calves, a long ways away. I do have an either sex tag, but they were near impossible to get to in any reasonable time frame. But then we spotted some deer over in that same area, and one looks like he's pretty nice, so we're going to try to move a little closer, see if we can't get a better vantage point, and see if we can't plant a stalk. They're in a spot that's really hard to get to. They're about halfway up, almost the side of a cliff. These things know how to survive, that's for sure. So we got set up, the vantage point we wanted to get to. Been watching these deer for a while now. They finally moved one spot they were at. There's just no way of putting a stalk on them. So they dropped down a little lower. I think the big one went and bedded again. So Michael, he has a deer tag. He decided to drop down and try to get a little closer, see if maybe we can put a stalk on. We'll probably end up waiting them out the rest of the day, see if they give us an opportunity. If you can see, they're right there, and he's hoping to get down to those trees. Well, we're back at camp now. We got rained out most of the afternoon. Michael went after that deer and had a bad shot at it. It was not a very good shot. Ended up missing that, and so we watched it. They didn't run too far away, so we backed out of that basin, hoping to get back on them tomorrow maybe. But it's been raining pretty good since then. It's raining right now, so just going to sit in the tent and wait out the night, and hopefully we get a little dry spell tomorrow and try to go after them again. Well, it's morning of day 2. Last night just rained on us all night. We just went to bed early. Finally quit around 2 or 3 in the morning. Got real windy. We got an earlier start today at about 4. Got up on a hill, started glassing, and we ran into about a dozen or more elk right on top of the hill that we were going to glass from. They ran off, but we did find some deer again. So we decided to move, and we found the exact same deer we went chasing after yesterday. And he's bedded again, and hopefully a little easier to get to spots. So Michael took off after him. Now we're kind of waiting, watching through binoculars, see what happens. So it's going to be a long few hours. watching through the binoculars. He got within about 70 yards. There's just no more cover. It was just all rock way above tree line. The deer stood up, readjusted in his bed, and turned away from him, so we tried to inch a little bit closer. It seemed like he got maybe 5-10 yards closer. And about that time, the wind swirled. We could see it through the binoculars shift, and the deer knew something was up, so he popped up, and they just dropped back down in this basin that he actually went up to go after them at. So I'm just going to try to play it low key right now, see what happens, see if maybe we can't get back on him again. We're hoping to maybe spend one more day up here in this high country chasing deer, and then after that really go start hitting the elk pretty hard. So we got a whole nother week still, so we'll see if we can't make it happen. You know, I was just thinking about this hunt, this high of elevation. I've never even been this high up before. We've skirted just over 12,000 feet. We're probably around 11,600 right now. And I thought the hunt in the desert was tough. This has a whole new set of challenges on its own. The weather's unpredictable, winds. Yesterday, bad rain. All of our gear was just soaked. So it's definitely not comfortable. But we have had 2 opportunities in 2 days. One a missed shot and one a blown stock because of the wind. But, it's that challenge that keeps us coming back for more. Just sitting here waiting for everyone to regroup. I was just thinking about that. And it's a beautiful area. It's just looks like Bob Ross painted this. And as I sit here and think about the time away from work, the time away from family, kind of guilty feelings, you can look out across the valley and it all goes away. Just start admiring the beauty, watch these animals. It really is amazing stuff. So, and clearly it's a challenge. It's difficult. They're better at living than we are at hunting, that's for sure. Well, it's the morning of day 3. We had a pretty bad storm last night. Hailed on us all night and rained. And the fog settled in pretty good. So glassing's out this morning. We're going to change things up. We might head back down a little bit off this mountain. We're packing up camp. We're going to go still hunt a ridge line. See if we can't get in a little more elk sign. Maybe set up camp. Just try something else. And we decided that one deer we chased, we blew him just so far out of these basins. I don't think we got a chance at him again. So finished packing up. For it all morning, so we didn't get an early start. Kind of taking our time a little bit. And things are finally starting to dry out. Fog's finally starting to lift, so we're going to hit the road. Right there's where we were sitting at yesterday. Didn't see much. Could see some stuff a long ways away. A couple of deer, so forth, all the way across the road, out of the wilderness area. Right now we've been still hunting quite a bit. We stumbled across a black bear. Just walked right up on a ledge, and he was there about 20 yards from me, so I started filming him, and he finally spooked and ran the other way. Ran right to one of the other hunters in the group. Kind of scared him a little bit, but then he saw him turn and ran the opposite direction, so. But nothing yet. The sign's starting to get a little sparse back here, so we're going to have to come up with a different game plan. It's day 4 now. We've changed up our tactics a little bit. We're now having a base camp, just day hiking from there. We came to the top of this ridge. Got up here before sunrise this morning and started walking. Just about 10 minutes ago, I bumped a small 5x5. He didn't win me. He didn't run very far. I'm going to see if I can't get on him again. But he did catch my movement before I saw him. By the time I froze, it was too late. So it's been a little while now since I've seen that bull. I just keep going a little ways quietly. I throw my binoculars up, scan it underneath the trees. It's just so thick and there's deadfall everywhere. It's hard to be quiet, hard to move. But this seems to be where they're at, so I'm just going to keep moving through here, doing a big loop up on this mesa. See if I can't jump another one. Well, a quick update, guys. Sorry if it's windy where we're at the top of the hill glassing. There's not much to update. We did run into 2 bulls this morning. The one that I was chasing, but he knew I was there long before I knew he was there. And then Ryan also stumbled across a bull that was bedded, but the wind busted him and sent that bull blowing out of there. We separated this morning and walked about 4 miles each in kind of a loop. We got back together. We decided, looking at our maps, to come back over here to the high country, maybe see if we can't get onto a deer and some more glassing friendly areas. So we parked at, it's called Cross Mountain Trailhead, which we were at 9,800 feet, and we're currently sitting at around 11,900, and in about 2 miles. So that was a real long burner climbing up this. We came over here to see if there was anything worthwhile to maybe come back and maybe backpack in here tomorrow. So we're just going to keep glassing the evening. It's beautiful country back here, but now we're kind of running out of ideas. So this early archery season, when you're not an experienced elk hunter, is very difficult. That's for sure. Can't call, can't locate them. It gets kind of frustrating, but we're just going to keep pushing on. We've got realistically probably a couple more days to get this done. So hopefully one of us gets to fill a tag. I hate to go home empty-handed, but it happens more often than not. Well, we're about in the middle of day 5 now. We had a late start this morning. I think we needed an extra hour of sleep or so. We didn't get up till, I think it was about 4 o'clock Arizona time. And we wanted to be up and out of camp a little earlier, but it didn't happen after that long hike yesterday. So we were driving to a spot to go look, and we saw a couple of nice bucks, and we pulled over down the road a little ways and started walking up, and then heard a faint bugle and started actually getting into some elk and a couple of deer. We actually ended up just bumping them, chasing them up and over a ridge. Never really could get in front of any of them. So now I'm just kind of driving around. It's midday. We're going to stop and glass a couple of the areas above tree line, maybe for some more deer, some of the meadows for elk. Realizing that this early season elk is very difficult. If they were bugling, I guess it'd be easier to locate them, but right now it's just a crapshoot. Plus, I don't really know what I'm doing. A couple of the other guys have hunted before, but this is everybody's first time this early on, so we're going to break out the big optics now and find an area off the side of the road and just sit there and glass and see if we can't find something.
They can't see you, you're in camouflage.
So we stopped in Telluride. We're not too far away. Pick up some supplies, and since we can't kill our own meat, we got some ribeyes. Get a hot meal and freshen up a little bit. Kind of nice. Change of pace. So I'm gonna head back to the mountain here in about an hour and get some diesel. And I've never been to Telluride. It's pretty fancy, pretty nice place. Okay, that was enough goofing around. A beautiful little town, Telluride. Now we're back on trail for the evening hunt. Maybe we won't have to cook those ribeyes we bought. Maybe we can have some fresh backstraps tonight. Alright, I think we're in the heart of it now. I woke up this morning really early. Started hearing bugles all over the place. So we would drive, bugle, drive a half mile, bugle. We finally heard one bull. We decided to come up top of this mountain while it was still dark by headlamp. And all split up. And now there's 3 or 4 sounding off in different directions. So right now I'm just trying to play the thermals, keep the wind right, keep moving up and towards his bugle. He's gotten kind of quiet now. There must be a hot cow in this group, maybe a couple hot cows. It's a little early, but now it's starting to get exciting. I've got a bull bugling really close, either that or another hunter. But it sounds like he's just down here. He's been answering to me, so I'm going to try calling him. See if I can't get him to come to me. There's no way that I can sneak into him. The wind is bad. It's a lot of deadfall. Right now it sounds like we're about on the same plane. If I try dropping down and going back up, he's going to win me. So we're going to see if this will work. I moved up about 100 yards closer on this ridge where the bugles were coming from, and then it's like it shut off, like a switch went off. The wind's been swirling. I don't know if that's what gave me away or what, but I'm gonna go start running back up this ridge a little bit, see if I can't get back on them, see if they fire back up. It's exciting, that's for sure. This has made the last 7 or 8 days worth it, just this here. Even if it was another hunter, I'll never know. But I'm just going to say it was a bull. They bugled one more time. Now that the wind seems pretty solid, I get way up above them. I'm going to cross this little creek here. I think he's just on the other side, try to drop down on top of him. And my fingers crossed. I'm 43 yards from an elk rubbing and several cows. You probably can't see. I'm not going to try to get in closer yet. I'm going to wait to see what happens. The wind is in my favor. Well, that was exciting, but as luck would have it, the camera battery died. I had a little raghorn bull scraping his antlers on a small pine tree at 43 yards. He wasn't a legal bull, though. He was the first one that I saw. I saw the tree moving, then I saw his butt, and he was at a weird angle. But then a cow stepped in, and again, my tag is good for a legal bull or a cow. And so, since I'm up here, my freezer is empty, I'm trying to fill it. I was going to try to harvest the cow, and she was at 43 yards as well. Almost stepping into a clearing, walking just perfect, wind in my face. So I already had an arrow knocked, drew back. I could already taste those back straps. And then before she could step into that clearing, the wind swirled. I felt it at my back, and they took off ridges over. I could just hear hooves moving and crashing through the woods. So, needless to say, that was exciting. I think that was the bull that I was bugling with. He looked like a young bull. He didn't have a really deep bugle, really. I was just about to ride it off until I saw that tree moving around all by itself pretty good. So I looked closer. I think when I first spotted him, I must have been at 50-some yards, because I ranged the tree that they were at, but it wasn't a good shot. I didn't want to take the chance at wounding something, so I moved over. Luckily, the breeze was moving pretty good, and he was rubbing, so I had enough cover to mask the sound. And I got to the next tree closer, and as I stepped out and drew back, I was on my knees, and I kind of came around that tree. That's when the wind punched me in the back. You know, they say all too often that happens. This is my first hunt, really experiencing the heartache of that. But it is what it is. Now if I make it back to the truck in time before the taco shop closes, we can at least go eat a good lunch. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this video. It's been a great hunt. Frustrating, difficult, hard. I knew that going into it. But it's been an amazing experience. And I can't wait to hunt rutting bulls in Arizona. Maybe next year. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. Hopefully I can bring some better hunt videos here in the near future. Thanks again.